The DCeased series just made Alfred insanely OP, and we're gonna show you how. What's up, my comic comrades? Yes, Batman's mentor and father figure, Alfred Pennyworth, was just given a butt ton of power in the DCeased War of the Undead Gods series. We've already covered the first 4 issues of this series, which you can find right here. But today we're looking at issues 5 and 6, and as you can tell, things keep ramping up and getting crazier. Issue 5 opens up on Earth 2, where Black Racer, Big Barda, and Mr. Miracle boom tube in. Lois Lane says, "Scott, Barda?" Barda responds, "We'll have our son soon, Lois. Where is everyone? Where is Superman?" We are then brought to Oa, where we pick up where we left off last issue with Mxyzptlk and Ares, a reality warping being facing a god of war. You see, Mxyzptlk didn't like that Ares was manipulating heroes, specifically Superman, as he's the only one who's allowed to mess with Superman, so now he's at odds with Ares. Ares says, "You think you can command me, imp?" He replies, "I think I can do a lot more than just command you." We see even the Guardians of the Universe are too scared to step in between both cosmic-powered beings. But the Kryptonians, Superman and his son, do not hesitate to break the two up. Superman then tells the Guardians, "We will be taking the cure to the infected planets. If the Green Lantern Corps wants to stand beside Undead Gods against us, then so be it. Your opposition will not stop us from saving worlds from the anti-life equation." Green Canary then says, "Darkseid has allowed something to leach into this universe, something called Erebos," with Wonder Girl adding, "It's not just an equation." One of the Guardians then says, "Erebos?" Superman asks, "You know this name?" The Guardian replies, "We do. We thought we were dealing with a virus. If Erebos is at the heart of this, then it changes everything. The core cannot be used to wipe away infected planets. All Green Lanterns are to stand on Oa. The central power battery must be protected at all costs." Damian Wayne Batman says, "Guardians, you monitor the universe. Can you show us where the spread is? Show us what the front lines look like." The Guardian says, "The front lines? The front lines are everywhere. The new gods and the other space-faring species have spread the virus across galaxies," as they show that Kilowog's planet is the one that the Undead Armada are currently striking. John Stewart puts his hand on Kilowog's shoulder saying, "I'm sorry," as Kilowog leaves to help his planet. The Guardian says, "If Erebos is at the heart of this, we must call a meeting of the Quintessence. No Green Lantern is to face the anti-living before the Quintessence has spoken," telling Guy Gardner his duty is here. It's at this point Mxyzptlk says, "It's okay, Superman. I'll handle Darkseid. It'll be a great team-up." Ares says, "You think you can defeat Darkseid?" Mxyzptlk replies, "Sure. I mean, I won't really need to fight him. I'll probably just turn him into a tasteful flower arrangement." Because remember, people sleep on Mxyzptlk. Dude can literally alter reality. At this point, Superman's son John says, "I'm coming with you," but Soup says, "No, I need you to stay here and protect Ma, Pa, and Lois, as well as all of Earth 2. You're the only one I trust." At this point, Superman, Mxyzptlk, and Kilowog set off to stop Darkseid and his army from destroying Kilowog's planet. But when they arrive, they see it's not just the 3 of them. Nope, John Stewart and the rest of the Green Lantern Corps followed, saying, "You're not alone, Kilowog." The heroes then go down to the planet and start fighting the undead, but an infected Supergirl knocks Superman to the ground, allowing the undead Yellow Lantern Darkseid to hit him with his yellow Omega beams. At this point, Mxyzptlk intervenes, saying, "Okay, that's enough of that, new god. What should I turn you into? Houseplant? Persuasive essay?" But Mxyzptlk got too cocky, as the caption says. All Mxyzptlk had to do was think, and Darkseid would have been done. But he didn't have time to think, as Darkseid just shows him a mother box corrupted with the anti-life equation, instantly infecting Mxyzptlk just by looking at it. Captions then continue to say Mxyzptlk was no doubt confident that he couldn't be harmed, but he could still see it. And all it took was a corrupted mother box to show him the equation for a creature many considered to be a joke to become the greatest threat in the anti-life equation army. See what I'm saying? The comic straight up told us that now that Mxyzptlk has been infected, he's the greatest threat in the anti-life equation army. Hell, even before he got infected, if he wouldn't have looked at the damn mother box that was infected with the anti-life equation, he could have just turned Darkseid into flowers, like he said. Again, people like to think of Mxyzptlk as a joke, but there's a reason why he's such a great threat to Superman and pretty much everyone else in the DC universe. Guy can alter reality with a thought. He's a 5th dimensional imp. He's the definition of great things come in small packages. At this point, Mxyzptlk makes himself huge and starts wrecking shop, destroying Kilowog's planet. The Green Lanterns try to stop him as John Stewart and Kilowog get up close and personal. But this allows Mxyzptlk to catch them in his hand. They quickly put a Green Lantern force field around them, but it doesn't matter. Mxyzptlk is way too powerful for them, as he literally crushes them inside of their Green Lantern force field bubble, with John saying to Kilowog, "You're my friend in brightest day and blackest night," before they're crushed like blueberries. After this, Mxyzptlk decides to finish the job and flies right through Kilowog's planet, destroying it, flying all the way to Oa, destroying the Green Lantern central power battery. And with it, every Green Lantern was severed from their power. It also exposed the Green Lantern Corps to gravity and the vacuum of space. But before the Green Lanterns could suffocate and die in space, the Spectre, the wrath of the presence, the god of DC Universe, says, I have to intervene. So he flies to Oa and restores a central power battery for the Green Lanterns, saving them and squaring off against Mxyzptlk, saying, I am the spirit of vengeance and I am very, very pissed off. And with that, issue 5 ends, so let's jump into issue 6. Issue 6 starts off with Lobo being persuaded by an alien race to save the entire universe, as we learned in previous issues that he can't be infected by the anti-life equation. Lobo asks, what's in it for the main man? They tell him, it's your universe too, Lobo. If it's destroyed, you will be as well. Lobo replies, maybe. How much are you willing to pay? They say, whatever you want will be yours. Lobo then uses some choice words and they tell him, in return for the universe's survival, we'll provide 100 years of hedonism and excess. Lobo says, I don't know, could get boring. They then say, we'll ensure it does not get boring. Our greatest minds will turn their vast intellect to an onslaught of creative scenarios for your personal gratification. I don't know if you guys are catching on, but the scientists are going to be turning their greatest intellects to certain pleasurable scenarios for Lobo, at which point he's like, fine. He then adds, I'll save the stupid universe as he rides off on his space chopper, saying, time to hunt the dead. Elsewhere, we see Superman and Kyle Rayner mourn the loss of their friends and fellow heroes, John Stewart and Kilowog. We are then brought back to the fight between Spectre and Mxyzptlk. As captions of the book basically say, their battle and power was so great, it was tearing reality apart around them. Black holes were punched in space, planets, stars were sucked into oblivion. That's right, this is a battle like none other. The book straight up says they're punching black holes in space. Planets, stars were being sucked into oblivion. What even is that? You have the wrath of God versus a fifth dimensional imp, a true battle of titans. We then see the Green Lantern Corps try to tip the scales as they throw restraints around Mxyzptlk's arm, but the book tells us all of those brave warriors able to overcome great fear to face a fifth dimensional horror were like gnats. As we see Mxyzptlk crush them in his hand like gnats. Meanwhile, on Earth 2, we see the undead army arrive invading, trying to infect the planet. At which point, John Kent, Green Canary, Cyborg, and the rest of the heroes get to work to fight them off. But in the ensuing battle, Leslie Tompkins, Alfred's now girlfriend, is infected by Adam Strange. Captions then tell us what transpired that day may have begun decades earlier, but the catalyst was Leslie Tompkins. Now, if you weren't aware, these narrations are actually Alfred, so Alfred is straight up telling us, though his loss has started decades earlier, Leslie's death was the straw that broke the camel's back. We are then brought back to the fight between Spectre and Mxyzptlk, and Mxyzptlk tells Vengeance, it's time for your end. But Superman being Superman comes flying in, punching the imp right across the face, giving Spectre the opening he needed to stab Mxyzptlk right through the stomach, killing him with the caption saying, the Spectre used that opening created by Superman to strike the fatal blow. Spectre then says, if you could hear me in there, you will not win, Erebos. The heart of the universe will keep beating, but he just says no as Mxyzptlk reaches his hand into Spectre's chest and pulls out Jim Corrigan, tearing the host from wrath, killing Corrigan in the process, at which point the wrath of the presence was untethered and drifted away. Yeah man, it seems like just when you think the heroes are gonna win, something worse happens. Meanwhile, on Earth 2, the heroes are getting their butts handed to them, but Damian Wayne, not wanting to give up, uses smoke bombs to punch the unliving Highfather straight across the face. But he just retaliates and punches Damian so hard, the sound of the hit is sickening to others. At this point, Alfred snaps and stands up to Highfather of the New Gods. As a caption of him says, I didn't even realize I moved. All I knew was there was a scream I contained when that little boy lost his parents in an alley so long ago. The scream I held in as I ended the lives of 3 men I loved. A scream of defiance, of grief, but mostly of fury. And in that moment, I heard an echo of my anger across the cosmos. There was a harmony of rage. And in the middle of that scream, a bloody Damian gets up saying, Alfred, and on the final page of the issue, we see Alfred has become the new spirit of vengeance, with him saying, this is the spirit of vengeance and the rage of a man. You will not take another son from me. As he ends a god, punching Highfather right through the head, killing him. And with that, the issue ends. Dude, this is crazy. Alfred became the Spectre, the spirit of vengeance, the wrath of the presence, making him one of the most powerful characters in all of DC, if not the most powerful. I cannot wait to see how this plays out as we head towards the finale. I love that this series just keeps surprising me. It's so freaking good. But what do you guys think? Are you loving it as much as we are? Let us know down there in the comment section. And that's gonna bring today's episode to a close, but if you enjoyed this one, be sure to check out that one right here. And if you like all of our videos, like, subscribe, and comment. It helps the channel grow. But other than that, I will see you next time when I talk about all things comics.